What up, guys? This is Casey's Frog, and this is talking about video games. And today we're going to talk about the Nintendo Direct today. That just came out today on Tuesday. I watched it. It's very heavily RPGs. If you're into RPGs and like, I wouldn't say hentai, but like anime, this was your Direct. The only thing that was really cool that came out of that, well, there was a few things that were cool that came out of that Direct. Like there was this one old Saturn game. I can't really think about it, what it's called. I'll put it in. I'll find it and I'll enter here. But what it is a shooter, space shooter, where you can switch back and forth to the enemy color. I think it's dark and light, and dark where you absorb the firing, while no, the one you can, if you're the same color of the ammo, you can absorb it, and while the other one will hurt you, and vice versa. So in the game on the Sega Saturn, it's super expensive, even on the Japanese version. And the only place I ever seen it is at the game store that I currently have seen. Yeah, I believe it's there right now. Hundreds of dollars. I'm like, no thank you, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna. There's only a couple times I spent over $100 for a game, and that's not gonna be one of them. But one of the things that was kind of minor, they were talking about Splatoon 3's first Splatfest. I can't wait to buy Splatoon 3 for myself. I'm already hearing good news about Splatoon 3. And it looked like we get Octopath Traveler 2. I heard the first one was really good. It's a real cool looking RPG game. They talked about Mario Kart with Wave 3 coming out in holiday this year. One of the things I find, well, one of the biggest things, I was super shocked that happened. When I was talking about the N64 online service that we have on Nintendo Switch, one of the ones I said we're not getting, because it wasn't because Rare or Xbox. I mean, they've shown that they have Banjo-Kazooie being on the system. They're willing to work with Nintendo. It wasn't, like I said, it's not Xbox or Rare was worried about this game, but it was MGM, and I'm talking about GoldenEye that came out on N64, and I guess they're there's a remastered version or just an N64 version coming out. I know it's coming out on this N64 expansion plan on the Switch, and Xbox is getting it on their Game Pass. So it's already a good deal. Right now, what happened on the Direct? I'm pretty happy about that. I mean, I'm in the middle of the road about this Direct, quite frankly. I mean, there could have been a lot better games announced, but I was super shocked. Like I said, I was 100% sure that GoldenEye wasn't coming out. Because, yeah, they dabbled with it on where they were going to plan to have it on the 360, and they shut that down. But I was like, I was more worried about them trying to. There's so many licenses. You have to get the MGM license for the Bond license, and then I'm not sure if you have to get the characters likeness from like Pierce Brosnan and the other people that they use. It's not like they just use a generic Bond looking guy. That's Pierce Brosnan. Even though he's my Bond, if you ask me. Some people think that's, sacrilege. But I grew up watching Pierce Brosnan as my Bond. But, like I said before, GoldenEye was not really my favorite out of Bond games. I liked the Bond games that was on the GameCube, on the Xbox, and the PlayStation 2, like Nightfire. I think Nightfire is one of my favorites. The ones during that generation was my favorite. It was Nightfire and a few other ones that I really enjoyed. Not only that, but I just didn't like the N64 control on it. It was really hard to control it. It's like, that's why I kind of like the next gen after that, because the game stick, you could use the thumbsticks to travel. You can aim and move around a lot more natural. So, yeah, I'm really happy that came out. That's probably one of the more shocking ones that came up. And then, one of the ones that, when they said Pikmin, I was like, oh my god, I think they're teasing us about, they said they're working on the Pikmin series. So I thought, oh, here we go. We're going to get 1 and 2 bundled for the Switch. And they were talking about, first, about their Pikmin mobile app game. I mean, I downloaded it before, but I'd never tried it. I already do a lot of walking. I mean, if I'm like on vacation walking at a park, sure, why not? But I'm sorry, I'm not just going to randomly walk. But they were talking about that for a while, and then they're like, and then the main event. I was like, what? And when I saw Pikmin, when I saw the one of those ant eaters or Pikmin eaters, looks like a big giant ant eater creature. I was like, is this Pikmin 4? Like I've been waiting for freaking Pikmin 4 forever. I wasn't 100% sure what the hell this was. I was honestly hoping for Pikmin 4. Especially, we were hearing right after Pikmin 3, they're like, Pikmin 4 is already like almost done. So I was like, and this is before the Switch came out. So, this is well over 7 years now. Oh, shit. I gotta be careful. But, sorry, yeah, I saw this awesome looking Pikmin 4 where you're down like ground level instead of being like from the top view or kind of like a 45 top view that 1, 2, and 3 really did. And I mean, that's been good how it is. I was shocked that they changed up. They said you could play it like this, but I'm wondering if you could still play it like the original ones. I mean, it'd be cool to see on ground level, but I'd probably be playing more like the old school way. So, yeah, as like other games, there's like, a ton, like I said, RPGs they announced. And then at the very end, you know what, before I talk about the very end, like I said, I was hoping I was to the point, I'm like, at least give me Pikmin 1 and 2 on the Switch. Like a bundle pack. I mean, like a freaking, yeah, bundle pack. Like, just give me that. I'll be happy. Because to the point, I was thinking Pikmin 4 was a myth. I was pretty sure Pikmin 4 was Hey Pikmin. Because after Pikmin 3, they're like, oh yeah, Pikmin 4 is well in development. And it's almost done. I was like, almost done? And then like a couple years later, a year or two later, we got Hey Pikmin for 3DS. I believe that information was that we heard was for Hey Pikmin. And Hey Pikmin's not great, but it's not as bad as everyone say it was. I think what the problem is, you know, they averted so much away from what the Pikmin series was, and I think they could have done it. I mean, they could emulate N64 games, so they could have done something like Pikmin 1 on there. So, hopefully they will put Pikmin 1 and 2 on the Switch. But I was finally happy that they got Pikmin 4 announced. But they were like, oh, we don't have any real footage to show right now. So that means that they just started this. Even though it's supposed to come out next year. And right now, Nintendo's usually pretty good with their dates, but they will tweak them if need to be. So, they said no gameplay, and then they soft deadline of 2023. I'm like, that could be any time 2023. It could be holiday season 2023. Hopefully it'll be summer 2023, because now, like they said, with the main event, we finally got a date and name for Breath of the Wild sequel. It's Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. I still kind of like Breath of the Wild. If you ask me, to me that sounds more like enchantment, like magical. If you ask me, than Tears of the Kingdom. I mean, I'm not saying it sounds horrible. I'm just saying I prefer Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild name, but it's going to be definitely interesting with the gameplay. Obviously, there's going to be a lot playing in open air, so it's no longer just an open world game. I guess this is an open air game, so it's more open world. So that's wild that they expand the game like that. So if it's like that, then I can totally understand them taking. I know they said, I need to find how long they first announced this. Breath of the Wild came out in 2017. It's been 5 years since that, so I guess it's been only maybe a few years since they announced it. But by the time they will release this one, it'll be 6 years that we waited for this one. Because it will be like in May of 2023. So, I'm happy. I'm fine with that. It's not. Let's see. We're in September, so you got October, November, December, and then you got 5 more months. So you got 8 months. Yeah, you got almost a year. It's springtime next year. But I'm okay with that. Like I say, I'm okay with that. And then with, I really think they'll have Pikmin, might be the summer, Pikmin 4, I'm gonna say that's probably the summer game coming out. Because to me, I don't think Pikmin 4 is going to be the holiday of 2023. So that's my prediction. It's the summer game. Hopefully I'm right. Hopefully, though, not only that, maybe we'll get like they're talking about they're working on the series set. So hopefully we'll get 1 and 2 combo packs somewhere. There's the rumor, of course, always swirling about the GameCube. And that is perfect right there because 1 and 2 was on the GameCube. And the N64 series. Oh, you know what? Talk about before we move on. They have the N64 series lineup. That, or at least a little bit, and that's why GoldenEye was announced at the very end. But one of the bigger ones they showed, like I believe they showed Mario Party 1 and 2 and one other game, probably God, what's it called? That helicopter kind of game right there. Trying to think what it's called, but I know for sure Mario Party 1 and 2 is coming this year, while a bunch of the rest of them are coming out next year. They didn't say when GoldenEye is going to come on the Switch. It doesn't shock me. Not only it's on the Switch in 64. N64 collection that's on the Xbox Game Pass. So it doesn't shock me. So they're like, okay, they didn't have to do it because all that work was from Rare. They did not have to do that for Nintendo. They could have said, fuck you, Nintendo. This game was made by Rare. I'm wondering who went to MGM saying, hey, we want to get the rights for GoldenEye. I don't know. Probably Microsoft did that. So that's what I'm thinking what happened is that Microsoft got the rights for it. And they're like, hey, we did this. And Nintendo's like, well, we want that on our lineup too. So they're like, hey, we'll pay you a lot of money to put that on our service. So that's my prediction for that. But I do like how we're getting Mario Party 1, 2, and 3 on the N64 lineup. Trying to pilot. Trying to think of pilot. Trying to think. I know it's pilot something. I know the second I turn this off, I know what it's called, but then they threw a couple games on it. Yeah, the biggest one's obviously GoldenEye and the Mario Parties. I think, hopefully, the Mario Party games are online. You're able to play online. That would be awesome. I think I would rather play those Mario Parties games with people online than both of the Nintendo Switch Mario Party games. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I'd give it probably 6 out of 10, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little less, give or take. I don't know. I think 6 out of 10 is probably, because there could have been more games that I could love to see showed up, but I'm happy that I finally got Pikmin 4. I would give like a 7.5 if we got Pikmin 1 and 2 combo pack and some other things. Like if we got the Zelda combo pack that was rumored, I would jump that to 8.5 or even 9. But yeah, I think 6 is about right, because we already know about a bunch of these, like the Zelda game and a couple of bigger games. Like I don't think we needed to know about Splatfest for Splatoon 3. I think that was just padding. But I think 6 out of 10 is about perfect. So I'll talk to you guys later. See you. Bye.